Alright, are we live? Might be, might be. I hope so. Okay, let's pop out the chat. Let's get everything. Oh, no shit. Oh, god damn it. Bear with me. The start of the stream. I always mess up the start of the stream, so nothing new here. So, alright everyone, I'm starting a new canvas today. I didn't finish the last one, but I just feel like starting afresh. I might go back to the other one at some point, but oh bloody hell, George and Roll Garlic in there straight away. Hiya. Good morning. Good morning. I'm starting a new canvas just because I feel like it. No particular reason, just. Also, I'm full of cold, so if I'm like sniffing and stuff, I apologise. But that's the way it is, okay? Ugh. So, going live, yes, okay. So I'm going to do a new canvas, just if you want to see me paint something, let me know, otherwise I'll just do my own thing. Maybe I'll do a landscape, maybe, I don't know. Good stuff, okay. Okay, good. Let's put on some relaxing gongs as usual. Hold on 1 second, everyone. I think I'm actually dying. But then aren't we all just dying? How do they sound? The usual noises. I'm going to eventually get sick of them, but for now it's okay. Also, I'm not sure how I can position the camera so I'm not right in front of it at all times. I hope I'm not going to be. A big hand with an eye in the middle. You got sore throat and sniffles. Oh, I should get some paracetamol. Oh, I could do a hot toddy actually. I think I've probably got some whiskey somewhere. Right, I'll do a hot toddy in a little bit. A big hand with an eye in the middle. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Healing chimes, yeah, okay. I can actually hear them today as well. Right, actually I'll do it landscape, because if I do a hand with an eye in the middle, it'll be better in the thing in the middle, won't it? It'll be better that way up. Because a hand, you know, hand with an eye in the middle. A hand with an eye in the middle. Yeah, okay. So, maybe I should trace around my own hand. Or put my shadow of my hand on there. See? Can you see that? I can make that as big as I need it to be. Alright, genius. I'm an absolute genius, look at that. Yes. I'm a genius. Now I've just got to find my paintbrush. Do a classic English Lake District. Yeah, I could do that as the background. Okay. Okay. Oh god. I'm probably going to have to just stream for a bit and then sack it right off. The wanking claw, yeah. Start with clouds and blue skies. Okay. What I'll do. So I've got the idea for the hand with the eye in the middle. That'll be the center to paint in. We'll do like a nice sort of lakes scene in the background. I might just make it up because otherwise I have to lean over to get to my computer to try and put things on there and to see. And Fuck, I can't speak. Honestly, I'm so ill. I'm so ill. I've got genuine man flu, I think. I hope everyone feels very sorry for me. Okay, I might actually do an actual blue sky today. That's something I don't do very often. An actual blue sky. So let's get our primary blue and do a bit of white. Did you sleep well? I did actually. I slept very well. Thank you. Did you also sleep well, George? I hope so. I hope everybody slept well. But I'm still tired as out because I'm full of cold. You know how it makes you just half asleep the whole day long. I'm really not very good at painting sky and clouds, by the way, so this is not going to be a very impressive scenery painting. I hope you're not ready for something amazing, because that's not what it's going to be. Also, because it's going to be the Lake District, I think it should probably be like half grey, half blue. Yes, you slept very well. Good, good. I'm glad. I'm really happy to hear it. I hope everybody slept excellently. Let me just get a big brush. Right then. Yeah, I'm no good at clouds and things. Really not very good. I feel like maybe I should do like a nice blue bit, sort of. Alright, I'll do it as I'm thinking of it. So just like here. First bit of paint on the canvas. It's very light. It's very watery actually, which isn't. I keep hearing with acrylics it's bad to have them too watery because it breaks down the bonds of the paint. You know, the pigments. Oh god, this is leaving bristles all over. But then I was never told this in art class or art school or whatever it was. Not that I went to art school, but I went to college and university. I was never told that. And also, what is it going to do? Is the paint going to suddenly fall off the canvas, or what? Like, what do they expect is going to happen? I'm really not too sure, but I always hear that. It'll set you up to add stuff later. Yes, definitely, definitely. It's getting a bit sort of running down the sides here, which I'm not happy with. We'll just blend that. It's fine. And then, yeah, like I say, because it's the lakes, we definitely need another area because the weather constantly changes in the lakes. Let's get a bit of black. Did you have a nice weekend? It was alright, yeah, it was quite nice. You know what I did? I went down to the Midlands, where all my family are from, Worcester, and because my cousin was getting married. I haven't seen my family in absolutely years, so you know, I feel like I might be like the black sheep of the family, just because I live so far away from them. It takes about 6 hours to get down there from where I live. I never see him. I haven't seen any of the family for like 20 years. So me and my wife made the effort, and I was like, right, let's go and see the family for my cousin's wedding. And yeah, it was a nice time actually. I hate weddings usually, but it was actually quite nice. Stayed in a hotel. There was a parrot at the hotel, African grey parrot. So and they just let it fly around. It was like the bar area. They just let the parrot fly around loose in this bar area. So that was really cool. That was like my highlight of my weekends, to be honest. Seeing this parrot, making friends with it. It could speak and stuff. And yeah, that was it. Had a few drinks, saw my parents. Went to Wales for like a night. All very exciting. All very. Had a little. At one point, I ended up driving through the lakes. So. Oh God. Right, where's my... Did I get any black on there? Yes. Okay, so let's mix it up. Sorry, I can't get my camera in any way where my head's not constantly going in front of it, so I apologise. Let's just pick up the palette, that would probably be easier, wouldn't it? Yes. Right. Apologise for me being full of cold and not really with it. I'm just going to have to deal with that today. That's just the way it is. Full of cold. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a moody sky. Well, not too moody, but it's the lakes. I've been for a holiday in the lakes before. I know what the weather's like there. 1 minute it's bright sunshine, the next minute it's absolutely thundering down. Do a bit more darkness in there. We'll just do something like this and we'll kind of blend it a bit. That's just spreading it around, isn't it? I thought that would make a nice, like, maybe we can make something of it. I'm not really good at clouds, as you can probably tell. No, that's just made a mess, hasn't it? And I'm just going to stick with what I know, which is just doing this. I'm not very good at clouds, so I'll have to look at some guides on painting clouds. It's something I'm not really having any practice with. I would try and paint the clouds that I can see out the window, but it's absolutely like typical British day where it's just a pure like white sky with no clouds, just no sun but no clouds either. You know, one of them days. That's quite a bit of something. I don't know what, but something in there. And maybe if we get some, Too blue, isn't it? Too blue. Hey, Scooby-Doo, good morning. Yeah, you can make a request, of course. Everyone can make a request. It's the request. That's the very title of the video, isn't it? Do request, and I'll paint whatever you want. Whatever you want, Phil, I'll paint it. JJ, hello. Can you paint Chesterfield Coach Station? Alright. Why not? Yeah, why not? Don't see why not. Hey, God. Right. What greens have I got? Hooker's green. What colour do I use for grass? That's the dilemma I always have. And I've got like a sap green here, which isn't quite the green that I like, but I think for painting grass it might be the most accurate. I don't know. I just don't know. Draw a clown. Okay. Right. Let's get on with the ideas. Okay, let's try this sap green. We'll do very pale. And then go forward to something else. For people just joining, I apologise. I'm really sick today. I've got a stinking cold, so I'm probably not I'm not going to do the best painting, I imagine. I don't know. Does sickness affect your ability to paint? But yeah, I apologise in advance anyway for being ill. Generally just sniffling and stuff. Snivelling. Right, this is going to be an imaginary landscape, but it's going to be based on the Lake Districts. So what I want is maybe a hill here. Maybe a bit too steep for my liking, actually. And then we're going to have a lake coming out. I don't know what lake that is. Maybe Windermere. Another hill there, and then the horizon going off this way, which could be another couple of hills. I can't recall any place in the lakes where the ground is actually straight, but looks like an arse in the background. Not had a cold for over a year. Well, no one likes a show off, Phil. Nobody likes a show off. Unless, of course, you've paid to go to a show. In which case you'd probably expect a show off, wouldn't you? Oh. there's our beautiful lake. Hiya, Iron Man, Spartan, and Igloo. Okay, well, these I'm not writing down anyone's requests at the minute. I apologise because I'm just once again it's a I don't give a fuck type of stream. So if I forget any of your requests, please just let me know, and I'll like get back to them. I'll have to you know, just try and remember them. I've got quite a few things to get through, so yes, bear with me. Bear with me here. I've still got the first request, which was from Raw Garlic, to get in there. So I wanted to get the background in with the like a lake scene or whatever it is. First of all, just to get it in there, and then we'll move on to the other little detaily bits that we've had requests of. I feel like maybe we could do something a bit misty in the back here. We'll try that. We'll let this dry a bit, and then we'll get something like that on there. Okay, a tiny bit more green mixed in there, just a tiny bit. We don't need a lot of green, but we just need a bit more. This bit. See? It's all very wavy and dreamlike at the moment. What did God ask for? A hand with an eyeball in the middle. You'd recommend Lemsip and plenty of rust. Put a plane dragging a barrier in the sky selling donuts. Alright. Well, just like I say, just remind me, because I haven't got my pen and paper ready. I can't be honestly can't be asked today doing anything properly. So yeah, lazy stream, lazy bastard stream. This is lazy asshole. I'm not writing down your requests. I'll get to them if I remember them. I apologise if I forget. Please try and remind me if I do. Igloo. Coach station, Chesterfield coach station, was it? Small canvas today as well. Like I say, it's a bit, I don't know, like I get the feeling that I might like end up not being able to speak or something. Like my throat feels like it's closing up, so if I do, then I won't be able to do a stream really. So I'll probably just do like something else, like maybe some paintings off a stream and just do like a time-lapse video upload or something, like my own ideas. I've actually got some ideas of some dreams from my childhood that I want to try and paint, so I might try and do that at some point. Like I've had quite a lot of dreams I can remember from my childhood where it's like, oh, smug trap, hiya. Anyway, what I was saying was, fuck man, this is how bad my cold is. I can't keep a train of thought. Yeah, I had a lot of dreams I can remember from my childhood where it's like the emotions or the feelings I felt whilst in the dream were like completely like odd in their head. You know, like the scene wasn't really scary, but it really terrified me or made me feel ill or whatever. So I'm going to try and paint the scenes that I remember from my childhood, but like, you know, try and paint them in a way that looks kind of, I guess, sinister or something. Like one of the dreams I can remember really vividly was that I was walking along a bit of this road up by my house, and there was like this big like mustard field would be good. Yeah, okay. Could do something like that in there. And this dream I had was like I was walking along this path, whatever. God, I can't speak. And it was like there was this big like rock type structure of all these holes in it, but it was like massive. And as I looked at it, all these like kids started coming out the holes like ants and crawling all over the surface of this rock. And all the kids looked exactly the same. I can remember exactly what it looked like. They were like weird. They had like sort of like fat heads and like, I don't know, it just looked weird. Like clones, and they were crawling all over the surface like really quickly like ants. And going into the holes, coming out of them, and it was just like, it just gave me this really like weird feeling, just like a sensation of being overwhelmed by the sight of it. You know, like it was just too much. And then I awoken, but I always remember these dreams where the feelings that you get from just like really odd, like sensations that you don't get in waking life. So yeah, I might do a series of paintings based on dreams I had as a child, and try and paint them in a way that sort of conveys the feeling that I got from the dream, because I don't know, it was just a weird thing. Anyway, that's enough of that story. Let's get some white. What I'm going to try and do, I don't know if this is going to work. It might be a bit too... I kind of need to let that dry at the back. See if I can just smudge it. That might be easier. I'll just smudge it around rather than waiting for it to dry. Easy McPeasy. Mustard fields or rapeseed fields, they're like bright yellow as well. Let's try something here. One on very lightly. Oh god, the green's getting mixed in with the sky. I don't want that. Trying to create a misty background here. I can get in a lot of lake scenes. Well, lakes. When we drive through the lakes, that's what it looks like to me. Very misty in the background. Mist rolling on through the hills. I think the problem is it's a bit wet, so. You ever woken up in a dream and not realised you're still asleep? Yeah, I have had. I once had a series of dreams like that. I remember, like, I remember once when I stayed over at, like, it was like his next girlfriend now, like, but my girlfriend at the time when I was about like 18, 19. Staying at her house, and like I just had this really weird series of dreams where like I was in her house, like I'd wake up in her house in her bed, which is where I was in real life as well, and then I'd be like, oh, I'm awake, and then something weird had happened, like I'd see a ghost at the foot of the bed or something spooky or just something really scary had happened, and then I'd wake up and go, oh my god, it was a nightmare. And then something else spooky had happened, and then I'd wake up from that and go, oh my god, that was a nightmare. And I was like trapped in this like loop of going through dreams and constantly waking up in her bed. It was always something like spooky that was happening. Yeah. And then I in the end, I was like, I remember trying to like force myself to wake up because I knew that I was like, every time I woke up, I was like, is this it? Am I actually awake now? Like after a while, I was like, I don't think I'm awake. And I remember like trying to force myself to wake up, and then when I was awake, like thinking, am I actually awake now? Something else gonna happen? Plus, at the minute, I feel like I'm just kind of, I'm having a lot of weird dreams where I'm dreaming that I'm actually just awake, I think. I don't know. Quite often through the night, sends a chill up your spine. Yeah, that's the only time that's happened like that. But at the moment, I must be dreaming that I'm lying in bed peacefully, not being able to sleep, because I said this on the last stream, I think. Regularly through the night, if I'm snoring, my wife will just like tap me and go, Tom, you're snoring. Roll on your side, because if I roll on my side, if I'm on my back, that usually makes me stop snoring. But the last weeks or so, she's been saying it to me, and in my head, I've been like thinking that I'm wide awake. I'm just lying here in bed. Like in my head, I'm just lying there looking at the ceiling, like thinking, oh, I'm not even sleepy. And then she'll tap me and go, Tom, you're snoring, lying inside. But like, you know, I wouldn't be snoring if I was awake. So I must be sleeping but dreaming that I'm awake. Or she must be dreaming that I'm snoring. I don't know. I don't know which one it is, but I tend to believe her because I think there's the tablets I'm on are kind of messing up my sleep pattern a bit, and you know, like I'm asleep but not realizing it or something. I don't know. It's very odd. It's only started happening like that since I've been taking the SSRIs, so it must be something to do with them tablets messing up some period of my sleep. I don't know. Right, there's the lakes. So what I was going to do next, I'm going to do the hand, sort of just put it in. Nice and easy. I'll put the hand in. I'll do it in red, but then I'll just to sort of contrast against the sky. Another thing I used to get a lot when I was a kid, which I don't get really anymore, like now and then I wake up and I'm still a bit like, oh, I don't know where I am or whatever. But I used to get like really bad night terrors when I was a kid, which is where I used to wake up. But like, you know, I'd be in a dream, but I'd be awake, so I'd see everything around me, but it would be like there was a dream like superimposed on top of it. So I used to see all kinds of crazy shit, but like I'd like wake up like, you know, in my house, and I'd like wake my parents up, like wandering around the house, like looking at all this weird shit. And just it was always like terrifying as well. And like I just used to think of weird things that don't make any sense, but try and do this hand. I'm just gonna try and do something like this. This genius technique. See that? See that? Just does. I don't have to worry about painting the hand accurately. I'll fit that in with the. Still doesn't look right. I don't know what it is with me and hands. I just can't do them. They just annoy the hell out of me. What is it with that hand there? Why does it look so weird? We'll just accept it. We'll just accept it for what it is. So this is going to be a hand with an eye in the middle. Honestly, it looks weird, but that's how it came out. Sometimes you have dreams about being with good friends. And when you wake up, the friend in the dream doesn't even exist. That's weird. Sometimes, like this happens quite often with me. I'll dream about someone, like a friend or a family member or something. You know, I'm just like hanging out with them. And then when I wake up, I'm convinced like I'm still with that person. And like, I'll think I'm in bed with that person. Just like, you know, like, oh, they're staying over at my, oh, they must be staying over at my house. You know, like I rationalize it. You know, I must be sleeping next to them. You know, there's nothing like sexual involved. It's just like, oh, they're sleeping next to me. But then, like, because I sleep naked, I mean, and then I realize, like, oh my god, what am I doing sleeping naked next to like a family member? That's really weird. You know, or like a friend of mine or something like that. What if they wake up and see me naked? They'll think I'm really weird. And like, it'll take ages to shake that feeling and realize that it's just like my wife next to me or something. All the time I get that, like regularly, like once a week at least. I never learn from it. I never like realize, oh no, it's just Alex next to me. I always wake up and for ages I think, shit. Like I've gone to points where I'm like trying to like reach my clothes off the floor like quietly without waking the person up. I'm like pulling them on like really quietly under the bedclothes, like shit. They don't realize I'm naked. I think I'm trying to shag him or something. Honestly, it's like it's such a regular occurrence that with me. I hate sleeping with clothes on. It feels weird. Yeah, dreams, they're really interesting. That's why I quite like taking these tablets, because they give you really crazy, vivid dreams. Always mad. Just the way the mind works and everything is just interesting. So what I've been doing recently is trying to, as I'm going to sleep, there's this like visualization technique where you like visualize what you want in life, and then you visualize it strongly enough. You like feel all the feelings you would feel if that thing were true, and you sort of put yourself into it, and you try and make yourself believe that the thing is true, and you drift off to sleep in that state. Apparently it's meant to make the thing come true in real life, you know. There's a lot of lectures online on YouTube by someone called Neville Goddard. It's from like the 60s. They recorded all his lectures of him, and he's talking about how you can manifest whatever you want in life by doing that technique. So every night before going to sleep, I've been visualizing 10,000 subscribers. I've got 10,000 subscribers like in my head. And and I was thinking that's not going to work. You know, I just thought I'll try it out. You know, I'm really a big believer in like magic and stuff, but I'll try it out, and I'll try it out fully. Like I'll try and actually make myself believe it as strongly as possible, and all this. And like the last few days, like usually I get like, you know, 1 subscriber a week, if that. You know, really slow growth on my channel. Last 3 days, I think I've had about 100 subscribers on my channel. Like all of a sudden, it's just started to shoot up. I'm like, is this thing actually working? Really odd. So I'm going to continue the experiment. If I get to 100,000 subscribers, I'll be like, fuck, it actually works. I don't know how that works, but it works. And then I'll focus on like 100,000. You know. Keep going until I get to the top. The most highly subscribed person on YouTube. I'll beat PewDiePie and T-Series. You have a recurring dream about your teeth falling out. Yeah, I get that dream as well. Well, I used to. I don't get it so much anymore, but I used to get it like regularly. And it was always horrible. You know, like it was like my teeth falling out and like going down my throat and choking me and stuff. It was always really like disgusting and vivid. And you're just like, oh shit, my teeth are falling out. Oh my god, oh no, this is horrible. Like a horrible feeling. Yeah, I think that means like you're stressed or something, doesn't it? Or there's something in your life that you can't control or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it means, but something along those lines. Same, people say a lot of people have a dream about being naked in front of people, which I don't get, apart from the one where I say like I wake up and think I'm next to someone else, but I don't know if that counts because I am actually naked, so. But like the dream, I hear a lot, it was like a common dream that people have of being like, you know, they're on stage and then they realise they're naked or something like that. I've never had a dream like that before, but apparently that's really common. I find things like that interesting as well, just because it's like, same with like trip reports and stuff, like salvia reports. It's like how everyone has like these like common images that they all experience, like the teeth falling out thing. Like it's so common, but like, where does that image come from? Like, why is it so common in people's minds? Probably because we all have a point in our lives where we lose our teeth. You know, when we're kids, so everyone's got that experience of having teeth fall out, and like maybe it caused them like a lot of stress or something, and they don't really remember. But then, when they're feeling stress in their life, maybe they subconsciously they attribute it to something like that, and it brings up those images again. I don't know. Really interesting, though, isn't it? Why do people on salvia see a big wheel or like? Yeah, that's another common one. When you're young, you had dreams you could fly, but only when you lean backwards. See, for me, it was like I'd be running really fast down the street, and then I'd like sort of concentrate, and I'd like sort of like, you know, my feet would come a few inches off the ground, and I could keep running. And then I had other dreams where like if I just sort of jumped in the air and like sort of clenched all my muscles really tightly, like I could like keep myself in the air for a bit until I like unclenched, and then I'd fall down, and then I'd try like doing that like clenched thing, and then moving myself around, flying a little bit. I'm sure at one point when I was a kid I believed I actually could fly because one of them dreams had been so vivid. That's another common one, I think. The dreaming that you can fly. And where does that come from? Like, why does everyone get it when they're kids as well? Very mysterious things, dreams. Very, very mysterious. There's a few things I used to dream about, like were like recurring dreams when I was a kid. Flying home was it. I used to have this recurring nightmare about this baby. I don't know what it was. It was just like in the dream. It was always like a different dream, but it was always the same baby. And it was like I'd be walking along the street or something, and then I'd see this baby. Well, I just know that the baby was evil or something. And it would see me and just like start coming after me, and then it'd be one of them dreams where, you know, you're like trying to run away from something, but you're like moving dead slowly. It would always turn into one of them dreams. All the time, this fucking baby. One of the ones I remember most. I don't know why all my nightmares when I was a kid always took place in alleyways. Probably because there was this alleyway that used to give me these creeps a bit when I was a kid. But I remember like walking down this alleyway, and then like I don't know what happens, like I lean on a fence or something, and the fence falls in, and then suddenly I can see into someone's back garden on the other side of this fence. And there's a deck chair, and then suddenly, like, because the deck chair goes back to me, suddenly like a baby like looks out of the deck chair like, ah, and sees me, and it's like, oh, it's you. I know you, you know. Doesn't say anything, it just like sees me and it knows me, and it's like starts crawling after me, and I'm running away up this alleyway, and it's like running through thick mud or something, like I'm just slipping. Ah, no. I used to have loads of dreams like that of this baby, always the same fucking baby as well. So much so that when I woke up from one of these dreams, my mum was there. I went, Mum, if you see a baby and it's asking for me, just tell it you haven't seen me. She was like, oh, okay. Yep, fun times. Right then. I remember what else I had a request for. Some kind of bus station. You've also had lucid dreams where you know you're dreaming. You want to jump out your bedroom window but never do because I think I might be sleepwalking and die. Yeah, I used to try and lucid dream like loads, and I actually did manage it a few times, but it would take absolutely weeks of practicing, doing like, you know, the techniques like the dream, you checking your dream signals or whatever it was. I used to have a thing where I'd write on the back of my hand awake, and then I'd look at it all the time through the day, like constantly. Like I think, oh, better check my hand. So eventually in a dream I would check my hand, and I remember one time like I was just walking around and something weird happened. I went, oh, I better check my hand. And instead of awake, there was like this weird poem about clouds written there. I was just like, who wrote that on my hand? Like, what the hell, is this a dream? And like I still couldn't believe it, even though there was something completely different written on my hand. I was like, is this a dream? It's like dead weird. I don't know what it was, but eventually I realised I was in a dream. But it took me ages. Your brain completely like tries to make you like think that it's not, you know. It's like, no, you're not in a dream. You know what I mean? Your brain just tries to really make you believe that you're not asleep. It's like there must be some part of your brain that enables you to suspend disbelief and just rationalize things as real. It's probably why like people who are like schizophrenia and stuff believe like crazy things. This is like it's probably the same part of the brain that works in a dream. So it makes them believe things are real. Stops them being able to rationalize things to themselves. Looking up in a dream. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I've only ever had a few lucid dreams in my life, and I've always like as soon as I start to realize I'm dreaming, like I'll usually wake up straight away. So it kind of eliminates the point of being lucid. I remember one time just walking around in the dream and like looking at all the streets while I was walking, and I realized like I could see how the dream was made up of like places I'd been in real life. It was like all the streets were made up of different places, but they were all. It was like all the streets were like stitched together from different places I'd been, rather than like being like one place in particular. It was like my brain had taken all these different streets and places that I'd been to in my life, and like stitched them together to make a new landscape for me to walk around in. I remember just walking around in the dream, like looking at it, thinking, "Oh yeah, I see how dreams work. I see how this whole thing is like made." I haven't done that for a while though, because it took so much effort to even like get to a point where I was having a lucid dream. Yeah, I think that's common though. I remember like I used to be really into like lucid dreaming, the idea of it. I used to like do all like be on like a forum for it and stuff, like talking about it. And that's like a common thing is like as soon as you start to lucid dream, you start to wake up. But apparently there's techniques to fix it. Like if you say you like focus on a detail in the dream, like one detail, say you like look at your hand and like examine the lines on it or something, like make the detail as vivid as possible. That'll stop you waking up. Apparently if you spin around in a circle, that'll stop you from waking up. So I don't know, try those techniques next time if you ever have a lucid dream again. Maybe that'll work, I don't know. Can't guarantee it, but worth a go, isn't it? Okay, this hand just looks weird to me. I traced around my own hand, right? But it's just something about it it kind of just looks, I don't know what it is. It just doesn't look right. Could be dreaming, who knows? Quick, do your reality checks. Maybe I should do some. That'd be probably be a good series of videos to do, like trying to lucid dream. Like my attempts to, and documenting how much success I've had. It would be a good time at the minute because like I'm having like crazy vivid dreams anyway from my tablets, so it might actually work somewhat. Might be interesting to see the citalopram dreams. Citalopram dreams. we've got a hand, and we've got to have an eyeball in the middle of it. So there's that. You had a spiritual battle once. It was very scary, and it was not a dream. What do you mean? Explain more. That's intriguing. I don't even understand how that could be. Turkish gold. Sure you were growing some wickery? Maybe you already talked about this, but heard it helps with that. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm trying to think what that is. Witchery. So many different names of plants. I don't know what that would be. I haven't got my phone handy today. You know, because I went away at the weekend, I lost my phone. Well, no, I didn't lose my phone. I lost my charger. So I don't know where that is. I don't know what to do about it. My phone's completely dead now. No, I packed it, so it's probably in my wife's car, but she's gonna have to work, so God knows what I've done with that. But usually I look at pictures of things on my phone. Ease. Oh, yeah, I don't know how to spell it either. Shinichi. Yeah, I am growing that in the back garden. It's going quite well. Well, you know what the thing with that is? It creates such a bad hangover. It's like, it makes you feel like you've been hit by a truck. I've tried it once, just like a little bit, smoked it, and it just, honestly, I felt so rough the next day. Meant to feel quite good while you're on it, but like, I don't think I smoked enough of it. But then the next day I was like, oh my god, I feel really bad. I didn't want to do it again. What does it help with? Lucid dreaming? Something was evil. Evil was trying to dominate your being. You woke up pale, and I swear on your life it was not a dream. That's weird. That's really interesting now, man, Spartan. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it was your, maybe you were possessed or something. Maybe that was causing the depression. Who knows? The only proper deeply spiritual dream I can remember of myself is also apologies if I'm always making these, when someone says something I make it about myself. It's just because I'm trying. I just like speaking over, you know, keep the conversation going or whatever. Well, I remember when I was a kid, I had this dream. It was really vivid, and it was really spiritual feeling. Where I was stood looking over this like chasm, over this like rusty fence down, and it was, I could see like hell below me, and it was proper like Dante's Inferno kind of hell, just like fire and brimstone and all this. And I felt this like force, like evil force, like grab hold of me, and it was like dragging me over the fence, and I was like holding onto the fence like, help. We're getting dragged away to hell. And then this other force came, and it was like the hand of God or something, just like pulled me away and put me on this like massive like water slide. I was sliding down it, you know, like, yes, I'm saved, and I was like loving this water slide, and then I ended up landing in this pool, and the pool was like, it was like this, it was like a serene like lake almost, in like, you know, this beautiful landscape all around, and there was all these like people in the lake who were like, I don't know who they were, but it was like they were my loved ones or something, you know what I mean? Like the classic idea of when you go to heaven or something, you meet all your loved ones. They were like, welcome Tom, welcome, you know, and all this. I can't really remember what they said, but you know, they were like welcoming me to this heavenly place. And they were like, yes, you can come and join us. And it was like heaven was this massive like water park or something, I don't know. But then they were like, you can join us, but first you've got to dive off this like diving board. And I remember like looking, and there was this like really rickety ladder going really up, high up into the sky. It was like, looked really scary, you know. And it was like, you've got to make that, you've got to like literally take the plunge, like make the plunge to get into heaven. And it was like, I was looking at this massive ladder going up into the sky, and I've got really bad vertigo. And it, like at the end of it, there was this like really rickety, dangerous looking plank going out, and it was basically, that was a diving board. So, you know, to get into heaven, I had to like, that was like the final test. It was like, I had to do this diving board thing, and I was like, no, I can't do that. I'm too scared of heights. There's no way. And like, it was like I had to try and face my fear to get into heaven, but I woke up before I actually did the dive. It was like, that was the final lesson of that dream. But that, I remember being like really spiritual feeling, like, you know, waking up from it and thinking, fucking hell, that was weirdly significant. But I was a child, I probably didn't articulate it like that to myself. I probably thought, wow, it was odd. Sounds like a spiritual experience. Yeah, maybe. But what made you feel like yours was anything other than a dream? Like, how did you, like, how could you tell? Like this one, I don't know, like I felt like it was still a dream, but it felt like much more significant than any other dream, and like much more vivid, and like the emotions I felt were so like real. It was like, I don't know what it was, it just felt very, very real. Right, I can't remember all the things. I remember someone said an igloo, so I could, in theory, put snow on top of this, make this snow-capped, and put an igloo on top. Hey Artlife, how's it going? So I think I might try that. Well, I've got some white paint. It might look a bit weird, but we'll try it anyway. I think JJ asked for an igloo, I'm not sure. I can't really remember who it was. I remember Phil asked for some kind of coach station. I can't remember where he said it was. I don't think he's still here to get his get his reminder. So he just lying in bed. Very lazy. Very lazy. I wish I was in bed actually. I'm full of cold today. Starting to feel better because the painting's kind of taking my mind off it, but I'm doing a lazy sort of sitting down stream. Usually I'm standing up and doing a big canvas. Today I'm just doing like a little one. Or is it like bedtime or something wherever you are, I don't know. If you lost a fight, you were 100% gonna die for real. Wow. You're lazy and hungry. Okay then. Can you get breakfast in bed or room service? Smug trip. You had a dream that you were naked in a grass field, but nothing but grass. And sunny sky with clouds. And you had your phone around your arm with some kind of arm strap. And there was water. What did you feel like? Did you feel like embarrassed because you were naked or anything? Because that's... I was saying this earlier, like that's supposed to be a common dream of being naked somewhere and feeling like oh shit, I'm naked, but it's one dream I've never really had, I don't think. But usually it's like you're in front of a lot of people or something like that. No cars, no noises. Sounds like a very minimalist sort of dream. Like not even any clothes or anything, just... Well, I suppose you had your phone. Maybe it signified that your phone was the most important thing in your life, or something like that. Like even in complete solitude, you still had to have your phone with you. Ow, fuck! Just kicked the wall or something there. Sleep naked all the time in summer. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I know what you mean, Iron Man Spartan. Sometimes when you describe things from a dream, you can't really put it into words. Well, like you say, it wasn't a dream, it was real. But that's why I want to do these series of paintings about the dreams I had when I was a kid, because like I can't really describe what the feeling I had from them. You know, when I describe the dreams, they all seem very normal and not very scary, but you know, I want to sort of paint them and see if I could like convey what I'm trying to say. Through the painting somehow. I'll try that. I might start that as a project this week. Not a stream project. I like to do the streams where I'm taking requests and whatever, but alright. Yeah, if it makes you feel weird, don't force yourself to talk about it. Yeah, I'm fascinated by stuff like that. People have like spiritual experiences and things. I used to be way more religious when I was a kid though, so that's made me think like maybe that dream was like a religious thing, but I can't remember if I was actually like religious at the time of having that dream. Probably wasn't. I'll tell you another dream I had, this is weird.
when I was a lot younger, like, you know, early 20s. Wait, there was unlimited Wi-Fi in charge of your phone. That's a fucking weird dream. Yeah, I'll tell you one weird thing I had when I was a kid. And this could just be like, I used to be like a real hypochondriac. I used to be constantly think out, like any sort of pain I got, I used to think I was like dying or something. So it probably just could be this. But when I think back on it, it was like weird. When I was like in my early 20s, I had this really vivid dream where I was like looking at this mountain. It's actually like, you know, like a metaphor. It was basically like a molehill, but it was massive and it looked like a mountain. So it was like literally a mountain out of a molehill. But I was looking at it and then I realised that the mountain was Cancer. And then I heard this voice, like from the heavens or something. I don't know. It was like booming voices going, "I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." Like, and then when I looked at it, I just knew that like that Cancer was like, you know, like in my dream, I thought, "Fucking hell, I've got cancer." And like for weeks afterwards, I thought, "Shit, I've got cancer." Like from that dream, it was so vivid. And like it wasn't like I didn't get diagnosed with cancer till like 10 years later or something. But this dream always stayed with me. I always felt like, shit, I'm gonna get that one day. You know what I mean? Like it was so vivid. It could just be because, like I say, I was a real hypochondriac, so I was constantly thinking I was dying of some disease. So it could have just been that. But I was so convinced after that dream was like, it meant something. And like it always made me like paranoid about. After that, I was always like checking myself for places, and I'm probably like, I don't know, like maybe I wouldn't have gone to doctors to get checked out soon enough if I hadn't had that dream or something. You know what I mean? It was like it was warning me of something in the future. Dreams of money. Cogito ergo sum. What? I don't know what that means. That's an interesting phrase. Sounds like something like in there. Oh well. But in your world, Smugtrap, who would you have rang if there was no one else around? Like, what was the point of having unlimited charge and Wi-Fi and stuff? Like, was there anyone to contact in this world? Because you were just like alone with nothing around you, not even birds. Wonder if that was part of it. Like, do you remember like actually contacting anyone or ringing someone or? I don't think I've had many dreams of money myself. But there's quite a few like common dreams that I've read about that I've never had myself. Like I say, the one of being naked in public and stuff like that. I can't think of other common dreams I have. A really common one I have is where I'm trying to travel somewhere and it always like messes up. Most often I'm on a train or like a subway or something like that, and I'll get on one train and I realise I'm going in the wrong direction, and then I get off and I like try and read the boards to tell me which train to get on, and none of them make any sense, and then I just get on another train and that goes in the wrong direction, and I just end up getting more and more lost through the dream. That's quite a common one with me. It always seems to be trains. Or there's another one I get quite common where I'm I'm like on a plane and like the plane crashes, or like something happens and I've got to fly the plane or something like that. I think that's just because I'm scared of flying, so it probably just comes out in weird dreams. But the whole travel to some destination, constantly going in the wrong direction, is probably something significant. I don't know what though. So capable of going on YouTube and Discord. Took pics, but all your friends saw was white. Oh, that's weird. Consciousness and reality, yeah. I like that as a subject as well. Like I said before, my manifestation techniques of like trying to imagine what I want in life as I'm going to sleep. Somehow, if you fall asleep in that state, it's meant to like cement it in reality. And it actually seems to be coming true. I don't know how. Like I didn't think it was actually possible, but I just tried to suspend my disbelief, and it actually seems to be starting to work. So who knows? It might actually come true. I read quite a lot of stuff on that, like the yes, cannabis used to stop my dreams as well. I don't smoke it too much now, but I did notice it. I always like get really like I can't remember my dreams. I don't know if it stops them or it just means I can't remember them as well. But what was I going to say about the consciousness thing? Yeah, I've read quite a lot of stuff about like the you know, that your mind creates reality around you rather than the other way around. It's like if you believe something, it becomes true. Like the Holographic Universe book, read that? Mike Talbot, Holographic Universe. That's quite good. It's about that sort of thing. It's like how the mind and reality are one thing, really, and your mind's creating reality at the same time as, I don't know, you're creating reality around you. But the only problem I have with that idea, it's like how do you account for other people's minds? Is like everybody else's minds in your imagination and you're the only one creating reality? Or like is everybody creating their own individual reality around them? But then how do you see everybody, like, you know, if I create reality, what if I imagine like that one person has got like one leg or something and they imagine that they've got 3 legs? Which of the realities win out? Like, you know what I mean? That's the only problem I have with that idea. I don't see how it works with multiple people. If the mind creates reality, like, yeah, Mike Talbot, Holographic Universe. It's good. It's a good book. It's quite a short read, and there's a lot of like, there's quite a lot of pseudoscience in there. There's a lot of stuff about quantum physics, which I don't think he quite gets right. You know what I mean? You got to take quite a lot of it with a pinch of salt, but it's still an interesting read. But check out, if you're interested in that sort of thing, check out the Neville Goddard lectures on YouTube. I keep talking about him because I'm listening to him so much. I find his voice so relaxing, and like his ideas are really interesting. It's all very biblical, but it's like he talks about the Bible as if it's like this sort of spiritual manual for like manifesting things you want in your life, and how there's always like secret messages in there, you know, how it's like been misinterpreted, how like, you know, when they talk about God and stuff, and it's like there's a bit in the Bible where it talks about, like, he says like, don't you realize that I'm in you, something like that. And that's like the ultimate message of it. It's like God resides in everyone, and it's like because God can do anything, basically humans can do anything because they've got the power to like imagine what they want. So it's like all you have to do is try and like manifest and believe what you want in life, and like this inner God that's in every human being. If they can manifest it correctly, they'll get whatever they want in life. I don't know. I'm not religious myself. Like I don't follow religion, but it's an interesting book, interesting set of lectures. Loads of them on YouTube as well. If you just search Neville Goddard, you're interested in like the mind and reality, consciousness and reality. I find them very interesting. I'm constantly talking about them on these streams as well, so I won't constantly harp on about the same thing, but. We all create reality, you just see it slightly differently from others. Through manipulation, you can make others see exactly what you want. This white is not really going on very well. It's kind of, when I'm putting on more layers, it's kind of stripping off the one underneath somehow. Not really working as I want it to. Trying to get a snowy peak on one of these hills. I need Scooby-Doo to come back to tell me what that bus station he wanted painting was. Plus I can't remember half of the other suggestions that people made. No, all I remember was an igloo, a hand with an eye in the middle, cloudy sky. Well, a sky with clouds in it. I've turned it into a cloudy sky. A Lake District scene, and a bus station. I think he said, did he say Chesterfield bus station? I can't really remember exactly. See, this is it doesn't really work. This white, it's kind of what it is. Quite a weird sort of. I don't know what. Red Baron flying in the sky. Oh, that was one of them. It was a plane flying in the sky with like a thing coming off the back advertising donuts. So I could make it into a Red Baron, but then have the thing off the back. That would be a good way to incorporate the two things. Okay. Oh, I need to make myself another coffee. It looks cool. Alright. The paint Lauren Harries running in the background. Who's Lauren Harries? I have to look at a picture of her. But my phone's not working, so I've got to do everything from imagination. Otherwise, I'll be constantly like reaching over to try and look things up on my computer. And it would just... I'll be constantly getting in front of it like this. See? Painting looks cool, right? That's good. A bit weird, isn't it? Anyway, I'm gonna make myself a quick drink and then trying to think of a way I can get like something up on a screen for that. Without messing it up. I'll try and get a picture up on my computer of Lauren Harries and Red Baron. And then if Phil comes back, he can tell me what that bus station was. I suppose I could look all the way through the chat again, but I don't want to. Too lazy. Let's have a look. Wait, hold on. Oh, I know what you mean. It's her from. She used to be like an antiques expert. Hold on, let me do image search, and I hope I don't get pornography. Yeah, I know who you mean. Her from. She was on Big Brother one time, wasn't she? Oh God. I don't know. The thing is, the background is so. Well, I suppose I could get that. There's a little Red Baron plane. It's one of them, like the one with the 2 wings, isn't it? Well, 4 wings, I mean. Yeah, one of these things. I see what you mean. Oh, has it got? He's got 3 wings. 3 sets of wings. Okay. Alright, I could do one of them. That'll look cool. Gotta get the chat back up though. Sorry for being in front of the camera. Morning, Savage Henry. Would you consider doing 18+ horror artwork? Yeah, but I don't know. Would it get me like banned off YouTube? I'd love to do something like that. I used to just when I used to draw, like when I was a kid, I used to do such like gory artwork all the time. Can you paint a tornado in the background? Okay, I'll get round to it. There's quite a few things to get done. So, yeah, a tornado would be cool. Should I do that before doing the... Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll do that first, actually, just because I think that would create a sort of bit of intrigue. I'm gonna paint him. Over here. Going behind this thumb, no, it's the only thing. I can create the whole sky having this like a tornado. This looks like it's coming out of the thumb, that's the only problem. Maybe I could make it. There we go. It's going down into the lake. That looks better, doesn't it? It looks like it's piercing the thumb a bit, but that's fine. That's fine by me. I'm enjoying this painting more than... You know what, I started to hate the last painting I was working on. I think maybe I need to just have a break from it. Do something more I don't know what it is. The last painting is just pissing me off too much to carry on working on it. I feel like it stinks of depression. You know, I was changing my tablets at the time. I was getting depressed, and I was changing, and I feel like the stench of depression was all over that painting. I don't like it, so I'm gonna have a break from that painting while my tablets are balancing out, and I'm doing some nice fun things. I'm quite liking this one. Boom! Oh no! If you do a warning screen, YouTube should be okay with it. Yeah, I probably could do something like that. But I might have to do it like, I don't know, just in my own time, and then just do a time lapse rather than do it as a live stream. Ugh. So then I can put it like, oh, there's all shit in the bottom of the paintbrush. I mean, it's not like it's all, most paintings are family friendly anyway, but I don't want to get bumfucked by YouTube. Don't want to get bumfucked. Not in that way anyway. All kind of debris coming around the hurricane. Oh no, the hurricane! Do you take your own photos and paint them? I've never really done that myself. I either paint from real life, or for these paintings I've been painting from things like on a screen, but usually like it's either real life, like a life study type of thing, or it's just from imagination. Okay, we've got a bit of a hurricane coming down. It's dramatic. Whoa, we're getting some drama coming in. I'm dying for the loo. You gotta go. Alright, yeah, thanks for stopping by, Iron Man. I'm gonna just go to the loo right now. Seems like a good place to take a quick toilet break. Or else I'll shit my pants. Not really.
Oh, fuck. Right, I'm back. Sorry if people have been saying.
What's your favourite novel? It is Franz Kafka's The Castle. What's yours? Keep adding the white onto this area here in the hopes that it starts to become less green, more white. Bit of white up there. Dramatic and something. I don't know what.
Nail done.
I don't know nail done. Yeah, I didn't really know anything about Franz Kafka. I just, got a book in the place where I worked at the time. I got a book in Franz Kafka stories, and it was like the cover was so weird. I want to read that. It looks quite interesting, and it was like the best thing I've ever read. It had like the trial and the castle. The trial like blew me away, and then the castle just like, I don't know. It was just like I read it, and then it just stuck in my head forever, and that's it basically. It's like it's haunted me ever since I read it. Never left my mind. Filled me with such emotion. I've got to say it was my favourite novel I've read, just because I don't think any books ever affected me in the same way, really. A few of them have. I've got quite a lot of novels that I really love, but like Castle is definitely the one that's affected me the most. It's like a puzzle. It's like a puzzle in your head tries to make sense of, and when your brain can't make sense of it, you just keep tossing and turning it in your mind, and like I don't know, it became a bit of like an obsession for me. This unsolvable puzzle. The Essential Kafka book. Yeah, I think it was. It had a picture of like a bug underneath a underneath a couch or something on the cover. I think it's been reissued loads of times, so. I've got a load of Kafka books just here that I bought the other day. See, because there's all different translations of it, and his writing was so weird, and there's something like I think his use of like the language was so weird that there's all these different ways of interpreting it and different ways of translating it. So I've got these two the other day. I just keep buying them because they're like translated by different people and stuff. So I don't know where the camera's pointing. Yeah, those changed my life. Changed my life when I read them. Well, when I read that Essential Kafka. Yeah, definitely read them if you've got it. Loads of authors that I really like, though. You know, hard to pick. It's hard to pick like a actual favorite novel. Like that was one I would say, but like I really like J.G. Ballard is like one of my favorite authors. I love his books. The other day I picked up this. I got from a charity shop this like I don't know, it was like an anniversary edition of Crash. It was an amazing book. It was like it's got all these like notes inside where he was like writing the book. There's like bits in the middle of the book where it just you see like his handwritten bits of the story and stuff. So I'll have to read that. Reread Crash. And I really like H.P. Lovecraft. I really enjoy his horror stories. Stephen King when he's good. I find him very hit and miss quite often, but when he's good, it's really good, you know what I mean? When it's bad, it's awful. As the rhyme goes. Yeah, definitely read them soon. I would recommend it. The Kafka, Essential Kafka. And then I don't think America's in there, which isn't his other novel, but that's worth getting as well. But I don't think it's as essential as the other stories in that book. What else do I like? I don't think. Peter Sotos, I really like his books as well. They're completely perverted and disgusting now. I only read them for a little bit because I feel like I've got a strong stomach for stuff like that, but honestly, even that's a bit extreme for me. But then that's why I kind of like it, because it affects me. You know what I mean? Anything that affects me in a way, really enjoy. Anything that gives me the feels. I'm reading The Count of Monte Cristo at the minute. I'm still reading that. It's taken me months to finish, but I'm about 3/4 of the way through now, and I'm loving it. It's absolutely amazing. It's getting a bit long in the tooth though. Getting a bit wordy in some places. I feel like some of the dialogue could be cut. You know what I mean? Have I ever read any Bukowski? No. Tell me about them, him or her. I don't know anything about that author. Let's try and get this Red Baron in, because that was a request, wasn't it? I feel like if I do... I'd like to see what the tail was actually like. Oh, like this. Let's see. I see how it works. I see perfectly. To tone that down, tone that colour down on that plane, but we can see what it's going for there. I see perfectly the Red Baron. The Baron! With a sign on the back advertising donuts, apparently. Apparently that was what someone wanted to see. So let's do that. Very interesting guy. If you ever get a chance to pick up one of his books, I'll endeavour to have a look. Another author I really like, but I've only actually read 2 of his books, so I don't know if that counts me as a fan. Is oh, I can't even remember his name. Jack Womack, is it? He wrote this book called Random Acts of Senseless Violence, which is absolutely amazing. And another one called Ambient, which I've read. I really want to. It makes me really want to read some other stuff of his, but I haven't got around to it yet. But the stuff of his I've read, I've really enjoyed. But I don't think I've read enough of his stuff to be considered a fan of his work. I don't know. Like, there's some people who have read like 1 or 2 of the books and I've been like, oh yeah, I love this guy, it's amazing. And then I read another one and then I'm like, oh, I'm not so into that one. Heard of the book, yeah. So, yeah, like Kazuo Ishiguro. I've read like quite a lot of his books, but there's only been 2 that I've proper enjoyed. Well, actually, I don't know, maybe even only 1. His book, The Unconsoled, was like amazing. I loved it. One of the best things I've read. I think it's because I like Franz Kafka. It's very Kafkaesque. It was almost like a reimagining of The Castle from Franz Kafka in a way, almost. So that's probably why I enjoyed it so much. But then I've read his other stuff thinking it was going to be equally as weird, and even though they were all really good, they just didn't really live up to that. Orwell's a prime example. I've not read much Orwell. I think I've only read 1984. I think probably the only one I've read of his. I'm not sure. Yeah, but I mean, these Kazuo Ishiguro books, they're all really good, you know what I mean? Like, they're always they're like consistently good, and I've enjoyed them, but I wouldn't consider myself a fan of his work. Like, I don't like him enough to, like, if I see one in the shop, I'm like, oh, I'm going to read his, because they're always like, they're different as well, and I think, I don't know, I think probably Unconsoled is probably my favourite book of his, and I don't think I'll find another one like that in his work because they're all so different. I don't know. Did Orwell write Animal Farm as well, or was that someone else? I remember reading that when I was a kid, but not getting too far into it. I think it was a bit depressing for me at the time. I'd probably read it again and like it, but... Stephen King's a good example of that, I think, for me. I'm quite a fan of Stephen King's stuff. I know he's one of them people that's trendy to hate at the minute, but I think he's got some absolutely amazing work. Like, It is probably one of my favourite novels ever. I think for setting a scene and just putting you in a place and a time, he's like a master storyteller for that sort of thing, you know? But then there's some books of his I've read and I just think, oh my god, that is absolutely terrible. Like, I can't believe it was like written by the same person. Really, like if I you know, like if I'd read one of it, like if I'd read a certain story of his, like certain stories of his first before reading his other stuff, like, you know, I'd really I wouldn't be a fan of his, you know what I mean? It'd put me off reading other books of his, but kind of like, because I know he's good when he's good, keep reading his stuff, but then it's like some of them are just god awful. A lot of people read it when what, Animal Farm? I don't know if you might read it as a kid and just not interpret it in any way, you know what I mean? Not really see it as relating to anything in real life. You know what I mean? It's probably more of a book that was written for adults. A bit like Lord of the Flies. That's something I tried to read when I was a kid and I couldn't get into it, but I'm guessing if I read it when I was an adult, I'd probably enjoy it a lot more. Did have a Stephen King book and he used it to squish a huge spider. Why didn't you just scrape the spider off? What book was it? Yeah, it's a funny one, Stephen King. I don't know. Sometimes I read him, I think he's an absolute hack, and then other times I think it's like amazing. I love the way he's got like all his worlds are like interwoven and stuff. So it's like kind of get the more you read, like the more it's like there's a lot of like I guess it's like fan service in there. You know, you kind of get rewarded by reading more and more of his books because he has like little nods to his other novels in there and stuff. I don't know. I do think it's about which books you find first of his. But then again, I've had a lot of people like I've really enjoyed books that other people have just gone, "Oh, that's crap," hated it. And then there's other books that I've absolutely hated, and I've got other people to read them, or I've known other people who've read them and they really like them. So I guess it's hit and miss with him, even like for different people. Like I really hated Needful Things. That I honestly thought that was trash. But then I know someone else who's read it and said they enjoyed it quite a lot. So I don't know. Gerald's Game I really enjoyed. From a Buick 8 I thought was incredible. I really enjoyed The Stand, but I've heard a lot of other people saying it's like one of his worst books, or you know, not very good. A bad Stephen King novel, but thought it was really good. So who knows? Maybe I'm just not good at interpreting what's good. Interpreting. The Thought of the Spider. Well, I guess that's kind of like true horror, then, isn't it? So scary. It became so scary you couldn't read it after that. Because there was a spider squished in the pages. I remember, I don't know why this is reminding me, like I'm just going on a train of thought here. I remember when I was a kid, I had an Amiga magazine, and my friend was reading it and eating crisps. Like I lent it to my friend, and he was eating crisps so fast he ended up like drooling crisps, like crisps and drool all over the inside of the magazine. And it was on an article about the Addams Family game. And then he like just squashed the pages together and like give it back to me. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He didn't like try and wipe it off or nothing. It was just like the pages like stuck together on his Addams Family review for the game of the Addams Family on the Amiga. So every time I think of the Addams Family game, or I see like a clip of it or something, I think of my friend really like being really grossed out because there was like my friend's dried up crisp dust and drool like sandwiching some pages together in my magazine that I'd lent him. I was like, ugh. Now the game of Addams Family reminds me of that moment in my life. I don't know why. Don't know why. Don't know why. Weird how things remind you of stuff like that. What a bastard. Not dry. Ooh, what to do? What else to do for the eye? Yeah, I think things happen when you're a kid, like random things like that. You get like grossed out by it or like scared by it. It really like sticks with you into adulthood, doesn't it? I remember him being really embarrassed when he gave it back to me. He was like, oh. He was like dead embarrassed to have done it. He was like, oh, he was like, gave it back to me really sheepishly. Kind of funny. I also remember him really like giving me like the entire story of how it happened and like, you know, explaining it really well. Like honestly, this must have been 25 years ago or more. I remember him telling me because there was this certain brand of spicy crisps. I can't remember what they were. I don't know if they were like what's it type things, but he said he was eating them really fast because I remember he said that if you ate them really, it weren't spicy unless you ate them really quickly, and then they'd be spicy. So he was like shoveling them into his mouth really quick while reading my magazine, and then somehow he like ended up spitting them out all over the page by accident. Remember one kid shat himself whilst we were playing football. And when I see him all these years later, that's all I can think about. Ugh. I remember there was this kid in school where someone told me this in private, and I kind of believed them because it was such an elaborate story, but like, you know, it was such a weird story that I didn't think he'd make it up. But he said he went round to this kid's house. I didn't really know this kid very well, but like I knew the kid who had gone round to his house. And he said he went round there, and the kid, as a joke, like kept some of his dinner. He had like mashed potatoes, and he like took the mashed potato, like somehow took some from the dinner table, took it upstairs. My friend was there, and like, oh, this is probably too disgusting to mention, so this is pretty disgusting. If you've got a weak stomach, just mute for the next 5 minutes or so. My friend said he then got like a baby's potty, shit in it, and then mixed the mashed potato in with his shit, and then ate it in front of my friend. And he said he went and told like his parents what had happened, and they like ended up having to take him to hospital because he'd ate his own shit. This kid was just like, I didn't know this kid, but now and then, sometimes when I think about mashed potatoes, I think about that story, and it puts me off him. So he like got some of his dinner. I think it was like peas and mashed potato or something, and mixed it with his own turds. Delightful. Wonder how many people muted then. Grim kid, yeah, he must have had some kind of mental problems. I don't know. I think back to quite a lot of kids who must have had like severe mental problems, or been like, you know, like you think they must have been like abused or something. Something bad must have happened to them to make them act the way they did. I remember this kid I went round to one time. He lived down the road from me, and it was like he didn't have many friends, and you know, I didn't really know why, but I started hanging out with him for a bit. And then I went round to his house and like he just randomly like while we were like in his shed, because he had like a shed where he used to go and play. He like pulled down his pants, like showed his dick and just went ah, like screamed and like started laughing like he thought it was dead funny. Like pulled up his pants again, and then like he was like, hey, you do it. And I was like, why? And because I was like little, I thought it was just like a funny game. But then like now I think back, it was like, no, that's a bit weird. Like who taught him that? And then there was like another kid there who came round, and he was like his friend from down the road. It was like a little kid as well, like even younger than us, and we were quite young at the time. And he was like, let's do that thing. Let's pull down our pants in front of him. And I was like, why? And he was like, well, if we do it, then he'll do it. And I was like, well, I don't want to see this kid's dick, like. But he was like, I don't know. I think I went round to his house like twice, and then I realised, no, he's a bit weird, this kid. He like, he was constantly trying to get us to pull our pants down, and he, like for him, this game was like you pull your pants down, scream, and then pull your pants up again real quick. And I remember him having this screwdriver, and he was like trying to stick it up his bum at one point as another like he a funny game. And he was only like we were just little kids, so it wasn't like we were like anything sexual about it. It's just like now I think back and I think, fuck, was that kid getting like abused or something? And like, you know what I mean? It was so weird. No, I don't know any of these people. Like, I can't even remember like who this kid was. I remember like vividly going around to his house, and like this other kid who ate his own poo. I didn't really know him. He was like in another class or another year or something. But like I remember a friend telling me about him. But no, I moved away from that area like years ago, so I don't actually know anyone from back there. But yeah, I don't know, this kid who was pulling down his pants, weird. I think I stopped hanging out with him like after like the second time of going around, just realizing there was something a bit wrong with him. Poor kid, he was probably getting like abused or something by someone older, and he just thought that was like a way of playing or something. I don't know. Now I think back on it, it's kind of disturbing. You live in London? No. I live in Newcastle upon Tyne. Well, Gateshead, which is near Newcastle. But at the time I lived in Wales. North Wales. Yep, very weird stuff went on when I was a kid. I mean, I remember thinking it was a bit strange at the time, but I wouldn't have probably put two and two together and thought, oh, that kid's probably being abused or something. It's not until like years later that I actually thought of it. Psychos in the making, yeah. Can you speak Welsh? Not really. I can say like one or two words. I did learn Welsh when I was in school, but I've just not retained any of the knowledge of it. It wasn't really like a Welsh area that I lived in. It was like North Wales, really close to the border of England, so it wasn't really, unless you were sent to like a strictly Welsh speaking school, you weren't really like required to learn it. Like it's like mandatory lessons in Welsh, but they don't like teach you it to a level where you could have a conversation. It's just they teach you like words, certain words and stuff. So you could find a toilet if you were in a Welsh town or something like that. I don't know. Most Welsh, you can probably just guess what the English of it is anyway. Like, it all sounds English, like all the words. Like toilet is toiledai, and shop is shoppii. You know, there's a lot of stuff like that in Welsh where it's pretty much the same as the English. In fact, I remember a friend telling me that he taught his friend that you could say anything in Welsh if you just went like that shop, if you said AI at the end. He did it. Just added IA to the end of any word, it would make it Welsh. And then he was in like, this kid was in like a Welsh class, and the teacher asked him to say something in Welsh, like a word, and it just so happened that it was something like that, like shoppy eye. He got like a good mark because he believed that you could just add EI onto anything, and it, you know, it just worked out that it was correct at that time. Nine. It's an I. Wouldn't have minded learning Welsh properly. Like, I just I'm really bad at all languages. I've just never been able to like retain the knowledge of the language in my head for very long. I'll learn it and then it'll make sense, and then like a week later I'll have just forgotten everything I've learned. So even though I learned Welsh from the ages of like 4 till about 16. Like 12 years of learning Welsh, and I just can't speak a word of it. Don't know why. Don't know why. You did Ancestry.com, you're 70% English. Interesting. I've never done anything like that, but I know my surname, which is Dentith, is like a French surname, so I don't know, I must have like some French in me somewhere. Not sure. Somewhere down the line. This eye's kind of not working out. I don't like it so much. Like deep yellow in there. Proper yellow. Do 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 do. How did they find that out on your Ancestry.com? Did they like, is it like a DNA test or something? Or was it just from like your family name and stuff? Family history? I think my dad tried to do one of those ones where it's like checking your family history and stuff, but he didn't get too far into it. Wasn't a whole lot of information available. From what I remember, it could be a false memory. Look at that eye. Looks shit, doesn't it? I hate it. Absolutely hate it, I do. Tell you what, I hate that eye. Fuck. Fuck that eye. I hate it. Putting a bit of light in there. Maybe that'll sort things out a little bit. Maybe I should look at a picture of an eye. I'm trying to do as much as I can from my imagination here. Maybe I do need a bit of inspiration from a photograph. Too sure. You guess your great-grandmother came from England to the USA on your father's side, Scottish and French. Oh. Oh, so it's like a DNA test. Wasn't there like a big scandal recently about those DNA tests where they found out like a lot of them were like faking it or like putting, I don't know, putting dodgy results in so people thought they were more diverse than they really were or something like that. I can't remember what I read about it, you know. Definitely read something like that. Don't know if it was Ancestry.com, it might have been some other sites, but there was like a big scandal about them like admitting to making up a lot of the results or... Okay, we've got little eyes starting to shape up. I don't know whether it looks alright, but we're getting there. Once we get a nice bit of tone on that hand, should start to look alright, I think. Scandal you're referring to involved heritable medical conditions. It inflated the idea that they could predict disease. Oh, maybe it was something like that. I don't know. I remember it being about like race or something. It was like someone was caught like bragging about how they worked for one of these DNA companies, and they would like send out all these results, sort of convincing people that they had like some different heritage than they really did, like, you know, say it came back and they were like 90% white European, they'd say, oh yeah, but you're 20% black African or something like that, just to kind of like fuck with them or something. I don't know what it was. I'm sure I don't know what. I'll have to find the article, but yeah, I remember H3 doing one of them tests about the like diseases and stuff. I thought then it was a bit weird that you could predict like what someone's gonna die of or whatever just from their DNA. Surely you've got to take more into account of like their lifestyles and things. Ew. Ooh, alright, so this is turning out pretty weird, isn't it? Painting. Kind of nice, but kind of weird. Let's just see. I like to check. Alright, see you later, PKS. Nice speaking to you too. Yeah, I want to get Lauren Harries in, definitely. I like the idea. I just haven't got around to it yet. A lot of time with these paintings, I don't know if you've watched one of these before, people suggest stuff and then it's not for a while I actually get around to putting it in because it takes me ages to paint any little bit of it, so a lot of suggestions just get kind of put on the back burner, but I do get around to most of them eventually unless I completely forget. But I don't know whether to just have her here. Like, I need something here. I could have her, like, you know, a head popping up as if she's just like running past something. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, see you later. Thanks for stopping by. You know, I'm gonna just check on my Facebook group. When I hid the rocks the other day. Hold on, actually I don't want to. I'm gonna stand in front of the camera for a bit so that we can't see the screen because I don't like putting people's kids on the here. But yeah, the other day oh god, Facebook. The other day I hid some rocks and somebody like within a couple of hours had found that raccoon rock and posted a picture of themselves like, you know, with it. Like the kids had found it and they were like, oh yay. So I'm pretty with that. Let me just check I'm not got these kids on camera. I don't want to put like other people's I don't want to. Hold on, let me turn the camera around. I don't want to put other people's kids on the video without their permission because it might be seen as a breach of their rights or something. There you go, you can't see the screen, the light's on it too much. Want to see if anyone else has found any of the rocks. I don't think they have. Somebody found a raccoon rock and I was really hyped about it, so I keep checking the page now to see if anyone else has gone to Watergate Park. No, no one has. Alright, no worries. No worries. Put that back around. I would share the picture for people to see, but I suppose they can just go and have a look on the Tyneside Rocks Facebook group if they wanted to see it for themselves. I was really excited. I was like, oh yes, someone's found one of my rocks. Yay! I was well happy about it. I was unnaturally happy about it. Oh man, get off there, taskbar. Oh! There we go. Oh, fuck, I need the toilet again. You know what it is? When I have a cold, I feel like I always need the toilet constantly. Like I'm pissing out the cold somehow, or something like that, you know what I mean? That makes sense? Pissing the cold away. I need to do again. Oh man. I need to find my charger. If I can find my phone, I can like look at pictures on there without too much trouble. Let's see if I can get a picture of Lauren Harries up. There we go. It's got such a weird, like, I don't know what it is. It's like her face looks kind of like, I'm not really sure how to describe her face. It's like it's lopsided or something, you know? Probably the classic image of Lauren Harries. Kind of mentally ill. Oh god, I got another Lulu again. see. Let's see if I can get Lauren Harries in here then. Be running past in the background. It'll just be like a. Actually, I kind of made the resolution not to have everyone bloody facing the out of the canvas. So let's see if I can get a picture of us side on. God, that's just horrible, isn't it? Some of this stuff. Some of these photos, just such a grotesque looking person. Maybe we'll do that. Fine. Let's see if that works. Let's get the. Oh, I don't know. Do that kind of look, almost like Marilyn Monroe, but deformed, hideously deformed. She is kind of looking out at it. Thank you, George. Oh, Alex, hiya. Yeah, I got that off you today. A parcel turned up. I was like, what the hell? Who sent this? Although I don't know if I've said before in a video, like, people not to send me parcels anymore because I'm not doing parcel opening videos anymore. Because the last parcel opening video I did, well, one of them I did, got me almost sent to prison. So I vowed to stop doing parcel videos completely. So yeah, I'll try and do some art though with those art supplies. They look cool, those pens. Thanks a lot for that. Yeah, it came this morning. I was like, who the hell sent me this? Well, I started reading the letter and I was like, you know, this is definitely Alex. I didn't even get to the bit with the name. I was like, yeah. I could just tell from the writing, like the style, the words and stuff. Why? What? What's was? What's was? Which package? The one that almost got sent to prison. It was someone sent me a taser in the post, so I like dutifully, like a dutiful good citizen, handed it over to the police, and then they tried to set me up and send me to prison for it. I think that maybe they were having a slow day. I don't know. The police are ineffectual at the minute, you know. So yeah, that was my lesson in trusting the police, to be honest and stuff. And then from then on, I've never done any more parcel videos because I don't want to get any more parcels off people. But I will do some art with the I'll do some art with the pens, and you know, obviously say that they're off here. They look really good, those pens you sent. And the whole thing looks interesting, actually. Just by my front door. But yeah, I'm not doing any more like parcel opening videos like I used to do. I'm sure I've probably said that before in a video. You've probably seen it, but yeah. Unfortunately, the police are arseholes. Yeah. You know what? I kind of used to sort of trust the police, but my first encounter with them, doing anything wrong, was exactly what you'd expect from like a, you know, you had to like to caricature the police as being like dumb and corrupt and stuff. Exactly like that. So right, Lauren Harries this is. At the moment it doesn't look much like her, but I think if I do her hair a bit more crazy, a bit more out there, I'll start to get looking like her. Yeah, well, that's what you get for being honest. I think I would have been better off just sort of keeping the taser, denying all knowledge, you know. Not like I was going to go out in the streets and start tasing people with it, but fucking cops. But anyway, that's why I don't do any more fucking parcel boat videos. People always asking to send me things, and I feel bad because they're just like trying to be nice or whatever. And then sometimes people do, like Alex there sent me a parcel, and you know. And then I'm just like, right, I'm just gonna have to like ignore it video wise. I used to do like videos of when people sent me something. I used to do like an unboxing video or something, and they were quite popular, but sadly not anymore. Yeah, I know you can't. I know you wouldn't send me anything like that, Alex. But it's just I don't want to make any more videos where I'm opening stuff, because if people ask me for my address, like people used to ask me to say, like send me something, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, send me something, but obviously don't send me anything illegal or whatever. I used to say. I used to think that was enough, but now if people ask me, I say sorry, I'm not accepting parcels. But then I don't want to be seen opening parcels from people. You know, if it's like people send me something and, you know, I know them, or the people who've already got my address send me a parcel, then I don't want to be seen opening them on a video, because then the people who want to send me something and then I tell them no, it might seem like I'm being sort of just, you know, discriminatory or whatever. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So I've just dispensed entirely with all the parcel videos because fuck the police, basically. No great loss. I mean, it's just parcel videos, but I feel like sometimes when people ask me, they might think I'm just being horrible to them or something, you know. Or if people send me stuff and I don't make a video opening it, then they might think I just don't care. But oh well, that's how it goes. Yeah, Phil, you sent me nice stuff. Yeah. Like I say, Alex just sent me a parcel and I was like, oh man. He got my address off something I sent to him, so you know, I was just sort of explaining so that he didn't think I was ignoring the parcel. But, I'll try and do something with the stuff that I was sent. Some artwork or something. Phil, what was the bus station you asked me to paint? I really can't remember what it was. It's gone out of my head. Chesterfield bus station or something like that, was it? I can't remember exactly. I was waiting for you to come back into the chat so I could ask you. Centrefield coach station. A lot of the requests I can't remember, like some of the things that people said. I remember there was an igloo. I've started painting in a snowy peak on one of these hills to put the igloo on, so I probably won't forget that, but some of the things I just couldn't remember. I'm feeling a bit rough now though. Chesterfield, yeah, I thought it was Chesterfield. Okay, cool. Chesterfield bus station. Images. Oh, what? Right there. Is this the one? Chesterfield coach station. Quite a nice image of it, isn't it? What a beautiful looking coach station that is. Put the chat somewhere. Quite nice that, isn't it? Oh, come on. That's a new one. Is that on? Is that okay to paint that one? Because I quite like that building. It'd be quite good to paint. What you're having for lunch? I don't actually know because I've got no food in the house. I've got a bit of food, but I don't know. I thought I bought a loaf of bread the other day, but I don't know what's. I don't actually know where it is. Maybe I didn't buy any bread. So God knows. It's a good question, that actually, George. Maybe noodles. Maybe I'll stir fry some vegetables and do some noodles with it. It's probably for the best. I don't know, what time is it? Nearly 1 o'clock. I'll do a bit more painting. I'm not hungry yet. I was thinking about putting that coach station down here somewhere. Might have to have a nap soon. feel bad having the naps constantly on these streams. Like, I feel like I quit my job to become an artist, and then like I'm constantly like, you know, like as soon as I start to feel sleepy, I'm like, oh, I've got to take a nap. I feel kind of bad about it, but at the same time, just it's like overwhelming. I can't fight it. Right, so I'm gonna just sort of imagine this bus station from the perspective, because the perspective there is different. So what I'm gonna do, just kind of here, and we'll put the roof on it. And we'll first of all just a little like red bit around there, which I'll just in brown, and the roof kind of looks like it goes. Let's just figure out the curve of the roof, something like that, isn't it? Obviously, it's a different colour to what I've done there, but do you have any good cheap food stores in Gateshead? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure there's somewhere, but I can't be asked going out, so I'll just have what's in the house. I like to try and make something with the food I've got in the house when I've got food, and it's never like I look in the cupboards and it's absolutely bare. So definitely something I can concoct. I'm quite good at making food when we've got absolutely nothing in the house. We look in the fridge or whatever, or like there's nothing in there. I can usually concoct like a really good meal out of just stuff like out of the freezer and out of cupboards. Like I find a can of something random, I'm like, yeah, let's see what I can make. I usually come up with something like weird invention. And Alex is always impressed with my amazing cooking skills. Let me tell how the building goes. Is it like, is the bottom, is this bit which is like brick, is that like, is that round as well? I find it hard to tell from the picture, but I'm gonna just guess or something like that, and then we'll paint some details in there. Chesterfield coach station. Have a road going to it, shouldn't we? At least. It doesn't look like the actual road because the actual road is on a hill going down this way, which I'm not actually painting in like that. I'm going to paint it in completely different. Maybe I could do it like that. Maybe I could. I could have the road coming down this way, and then Thingy could be running on the road. That would make some sort of sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, okay. We're starting to get some perspective. We're starting to get some bits and pieces going on. Ah, oh, fuck. Sorry if I'm in front of the camera. I have to go like this to read the thing. You have Fulton Foods? No, I've never heard of Fulton Foods. No, I have not. I don't think I have anyway. There's a few cheap places like Heron Foods and Farm Foods and places like that. But never heard of Fulton Foods. Right, how long have I been streaming for? I might take a quick break. This is like 3 hours in. Let's see. I'll do 3 hours and then I'll go and take a break. Because otherwise, because I've got a cold, I will, I'll just sort of end up sort of painting half asleep and I won't do a good job. So, an interesting thing coming up so far. Don't know what it is, but let's have a quick look at the time. Usually it says somewhere on here how long I've been streaming for. 2 hours and 56 minutes. Well, I'll do 4 more minutes of streaming and then I'll have a break and then I'll come back. Maybe take a dinner break or something. If that's alright by everyone else. Or even if it's not. Even if it's not alright, what you gonna do? What you gonna do about it? Come round my house and force me to live stream? Is that what you're gonna do? Come round my house? Force me to live stream? I don't think so. Right, I'm kind of getting a road coming along here, and then too dark, that isn't it? Let's get a bit more grey. There we go, we're starting to get kind of something going on, you know. It's a place. We've got a road, we've got Lauren Harry running along the road, or running sideways across the canvas. Yep. Sort of coming together. I wonder how long this thing would be. Would you see the other end of it here? I don't know. I don't think you would. I think it would disappear behind the hand and you wouldn't see the other side of it. That's how I'm going to do it. Might have to change that in the future, I don't know. Right, anyway, I'm going to take a break now. Otherwise I'll probably get sick or something, I don't know. I feel like I will. So yeah, I'll come back later, probably in about an hour if I don't end up passing out on the sofa or something, which is quite likely actually. But hopefully I don't. So if I don't, I'll see you at like 2 o'clock. And then I'll do 2 till 5. So that's another 3 hours. Yeah, that's fine, isn't it? That's a fine amount of painting. I don't know if I'll get this finished today, but what I want to do is try and get some of those little canvases, the sort of A4 sort of size ones, and do a load of those this week. So I might do it at some point, if I can get to the works, I'm going to go and get some canvases from there. and I'm going to do a lot of little canvases. And that's what I'll try and do this week and sell them on eBay if I can. People seem to like them, they sell quite well. So anyway, thanks for tuning in everyone. I'll see you later if you're still around. I'm going to go take a little dinner break and have a little rest. Try and get over this cold. Maybe have a hot toddy or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, cheers for watching, and I'll catch you later if you're around. Probably 2 o'clock if I'm still awake. Alright. How do I end this stream?